Hey guys, what's going on? ESPN reported yesterday that the Colts are going to go ahead and not keep Chuck Pagano after this season. Well, actually, it said they won't keep him if they miss the playoffs, but we all know what has to happen for them to make the playoffs. It's not going to happen. So, Pagano's on the way out. Doesn't surprise me. He's been on the hot seat for a while now, especially, a couple losing streaks throughout the season. Um, we hadn't lost a division game since we drafted Luck before this year. Then we go and we lose, one of them at home when we really needed to win. And we go lose to Jacksonville by 30 something on points, which I don't want to get into right now. But it's not been a good season. And I think it's best they go ahead and get rid of Pagano. I like Chuck Pagano, you know, but we need something to get our upcoming seasons, push us forward, make that jump to the elite teams. And I think a new coach is going to do us some good. I'm not upset about it, but I'm not surprised. I'm not quite sure who's out there to get as a new coach. I know Chip Kelly got fired, but I don't want Chip Kelly in Indianapolis. He's not the right. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but it's not the right system. Especially with Andrew Luck, he's not the right quarterback for a Chip Kelly offense. Off the top of my head, I don't know who they're going to be looking at. Hopefully, find out soon, maybe next week, when the season's over. They officially make all these announcements. All these other coaches are getting fired around the league. See who's available. But I don't think the coach for next year is our main concern. Our main concern is offensive line. All right, we're gonna miss the playoffs more likely than not. All right, so that means we're gonna get about a top. We're gonna get about the 15th pick or so if we win in Tennessee, which we're gonna try to do, I guess, because they can still make the playoffs, but we're gonna get about the 15th pick or so, I would imagine. And that's a good spot to pick up some linemen. There's more than enough linemen in this year's draft. We'll get somebody. We don't need. They've done this. They did this just last year. The best man available was there. That's what they went off of. Best player available, which I don't hate, but you have to think about what you need. We've got plenty of receivers. We've got a quarterback. We've got a running back. Our offense is good. Our defense is playing well towards the end of the season. They're doing better than I expected them to. So what we need, number one, is an offensive line. Unless you're gonna go up and get Joey Bosa or something that's just gonna transform the defense. Offensive line has to be what you're going for. And I know there's a lot of people who agree with me. I think 15 is a good spot to get a lineman. I think that usually when you pick a lineman in the first round, they're usually not a bust. They're either usually a really decent player that gets the job done. You have them for a few years, whatever, or they go on to be some of the best in the league. That's usually what happens when you pick a lineman in the first round. They're a safer bet than some of these other positions like quarterback, which we don't need. But you get what I'm saying. Even if you plan on going out in free agency, signing a couple guys, you have to be able to get some guys for the future. Get some young talent guys that are going to be around for a long time, so we know we're good. If we get an offensive line, our quarterbacks, we might not be on our fifth quarterback next year, fourth quarterback, whatever. I've lost track at this point. We wouldn't have to sign two quarterbacks going into a regular season game late in the season, which is ridiculous. I mean, Luck got hurt, Hasselbeck's hurt, Whitehurst is hurt, I guess. He only played like what, a game and a half, and he's hurt. So that just goes to show you how much our offensive line is breaking down. And we need an offensive line. It has to happen. So that should be our top priority going into next year. Other than that, like I said, I'm interested to see who they might go after for a new coach, if Pagano really is on the way out. I know Mike Pettin, they're saying, is likely on the way out, or at least a lot of people want him to be on the way out. I don't want Mike Pettin. I need him. I need somebody with a stronger resume. Someone I can trust going into this season. But other than that, I'm interested to see this last week in the NFL. Who's going to make the playoffs. I'm looking at the Vikings and the Packers game. It's going to be a good game. That's the game for the division. That division seems to have that, come down towards the last few weeks every other year or so. So it's going to be a good game. Other than that, yeah, I really got nothing else to say. All right, thanks. Bye.